The ongoing discoveries of prehistoric cave art continue to captivate researchers and challenge our understanding of early human cultures in profound and exciting ways. Each new find opens a window into the artistic, spiritual, and social lives of our ancestors, highlighting their creativity, complexity, and ingenuity. One of the most groundbreaking discoveries in recent years emerged from Indonesia's Selassie Island, where a newly uncovered cave painting may be the oldest known example of visual storytelling. This hunting scene featuring human-like figures and native animals offers far more than just aesthetic value. It suggests that early humans had already developed a sophisticated understanding of narrative and symbolism, as well as a deep connection to the natural world. The figures in the artwork appear not merely as hunters but as characters in a drama, revealing an early grasp of plot, emotion, and perhaps even myth. Such complexity points to a cognitive leap forward, blurring the lines between survival-driven expression and artistic aspiration. These revelations are not confined to a single region. Across the globe, prehistoric cave art continues to yield insights into how early humans thought, worshipped, organized society, and viewed their place within nature. In Bulgaria, the Mura cave offers a vivid example, with its walls adorned by detailed depictions of deer, goats, and long-extinct species like the woolly rhinoceros. Rendered in red, black, and white pigments, these animals were not just sketched, they were brought to life with careful strokes, realistic proportions, and a keen sense of movement. The images serve not only as artistic achievements but also as historical documents, capturing the animals that shared the Ice Age world with early humans and revealing the symbolic weight these creatures likely carried in their spiritual or ritual lives. The aesthetic beauty of the artwork is matched by its anthropological significance, showing how early humans interacted with their environment, what they feared, what they revered, and how they may have attempted to control or honor these forces through the medium of art. In Spain, a particularly revolutionary discovery has challenged long-held beliefs about the cognitive abilities of Neanderthals. In caves such as Lisiega, paintings dated to more than 64,000 years ago suggest that Neanderthals, once regarded as incapable of abstract thought, engaged in symbolic art-making long before Homo sapiens arrived in Europe. These simple yet deliberate shapes, marks, and figures reveal a mind capable of abstract reasoning and cultural transmission, redefining our understanding of our ancient cousins and prompting a re-evaluation of the evolutionary roots of intelligence and creativity. Further west in France, the renowned Chouart Cave, often referred to alongside the Lascaux Cave, contains dynamic portrayals of Ice Age animals that seem to pulse with movement and energy. Lions, mammoths, and horses are not merely drawn statically, they are animated with multiple limbs and shifting positions that suggest motion, as if the artists were striving to create an early form of animation. This remarkable sophistication indicates not only artistic talent but also a spiritual reverence for the creatures depicted, possibly reflecting their roles in rituals or cosmological beliefs. Similarly, Argentina's Cave of the Hands features 9,300-year-old handprints created by blowing pigment over outstretched fingers to produce a negative space stencil, one of the oldest known forms of this artistic technique. These handprints, often found alongside hunting scenes, suggest that the artwork had communal and symbolic purposes. Rather than being individual expressions, they likely served as collective statements of presence, belonging, and shared identity. They may have marked territory, signaled group cohesion, or invoked spiritual protection. The technique itself demonstrates a deep understanding of artistic method and a desire to leave something permanent in a world of constant movement and change. In India, the Bhimka rock shelters provide an extensive visual timeline of humanity's artistic evolution, spanning tens of thousands of years. The paintings show a progression from early depictions of animals and hunting scenes to more abstract symbols and geometric patterns, illustrating how art mirrored the development of cognition, spirituality, and community over generations. These shelters were more than places of habitation, they were hubs of storytelling, ritual, education, and social interaction, with art serving as a primary medium for cultural transmission. Brazil's Serra de Capivara National Park adds another layer to this global story. With over 30,000 prehistoric rock paintings, some dating back nearly 20,000 years, these artworks do more than depict scenes of daily life. They suggest an early understanding of astronomy and philosophical contemplation. One particularly remarkable image shows a human figure seemingly gazing up at the stars, hinting at a spiritual or intellectual connection to the cosmos. The painted stories stretch across time, illustrating not just practical survival but also relationships with the sky, the seasons, and unseen forces. Portable art, such as engraved stones found in the Nydia Hills and other remote areas, adds another dimension to this narrative. These small, transportable objects are intricately carved and suggest that symbolic communication was not limited to stationary cave walls. Instead, it was part of a mobile cultural toolkit carried by nomadic peoples. The recurrence of similar motifs across vast geographic distances suggests the existence of a shared symbolic language or belief system that transcended individual communities. This points to ancient networks of communication, trade, or mutual understanding, reinforcing the interconnectedness of early human societies. As climate change, tourism, and vandalism threaten the fragile existence of these sites, efforts to preserve and protect them have become increasingly urgent. In France, for example, access to the Chauvet cave is heavily restricted to prevent damage, with a detailed replica constructed for educational purposes. The original 14,000-year-old paintings depicting ibex, bison, and other animals are celebrated not only for their beauty but also for the technical mastery and spiritual insight they offer. The artist's understanding of movement, perspective, and emotion is astonishing and provides a window into the soul of a lost world. Likewise, Spain's El Castillo cave features red discs and stenciled handprints dating back over 40,000 years. Primitive yet powerful, these images echo across millennia and serve as a reminder that the drive to create and communicate has always been a core part of what it means to be human. Taken together, these discoveries illuminate the rich tapestry of prehistoric life, showing that early humans were not merely survivors but also thinkers, dreamers, and visionaries. The intricate hunting scenes, symbolic handprints, and dynamic portrayals of animals are all timeless testaments to the resilience, creativity, and interconnection of our ancestors. As researchers continue to uncover new sites and decode their meanings, the story of human history grows ever more complex and deeply fascinating. These ancient works are not silent relics of a forgotten past. They are voices that continue to speak, offering glimpses into a world where art was not ornamental but essential. These artworks reveal that art is not a modern luxury but a fundamental part of our human nature. It transcends time and geography, binding us to a shared heritage that stretches far beyond recorded history. The cave walls, engraved stones, and ancient pigments are not just archaeological data. They are messages, stories, and reflections from the dawn of human consciousness. As long as we continue to explore, protect, and interpret them, these ancient creations will remain beacons of humanity's enduring spirit. They continue to shape and reshape our understanding of the people who made them, offering insight not only into their daily lives and survival strategies but also into their inner worlds, their hopes, fears, beliefs, and dreams. Each cave discovery is like uncovering a message left for future generations, a visual dialogue carved into stone and pigment across millennia. Whether it is a dramatic hunting scene in an Indonesian cave or a solitary handprint high on a cliff in Argentina, each image speaks to us with quiet insistence. We were here, we thought, we felt, we believed. In this way, prehistoric art allows us to trace the emergence of the symbolic mind, the shift from instinctual behavior to intentional meaning-making. These early artists were not simply decorating their surroundings. They were mapping out a world rich with meaning, where animals held spiritual power, rituals bonded communities, and the mysteries of life and death were explored through visual storytelling. The development of such symbolic behavior represents a turning point in human evolution. This was not just art for art's sake, it was evidence of language, abstract thinking, and complex social structures. When early humans chose to depict a bison not as it looked but as it moved or behaved, they were engaging in a deeply human act, shaping perception into shared cultural experience. Often, the placement of cave art deep within dark, hidden chambers far from natural light suggests that the act of creation itself may have been sacred or ritualistic. Crawling into the depths of the earth to paint a deer or shamanic figure could have been a rite of passage, a way to commune with ancestors or unseen spirits. These spiritual dimensions are echoed in recurring motifs across continents: animals with exaggerated features, patterned handprints, repeated abstract symbols. These were not random doodles. They were deliberate choices, part of shared beliefs or mythologies that united early communities. The spiritual importance of animals is especially evident in the sheer volume of cave paintings devoted to Ice Age megafauna: bison, mammoths, lions, horses, creatures that dominated the Paleolithic landscape. These animals were not just hunted, they were revered, playing a central role in the symbolic lives of prehistoric peoples. Some anthropologists suggest these paintings were part of hunting magic rituals, intended to ensure success by first capturing the animal spirit in art. Similar practices survive in shamanistic cultures today, where rituals include drawings, chants, and dances to invoke animal powers. In such traditions, the artist is often also a spiritual leader, one who bridges the gap between the physical and metaphysical worlds. This blending of roles may have also existed in prehistory, as suggested by striking images of half-human, half-animal beings known as theanthropes. These figures may have represented shamans in trance states, gods, spirits, or mythical creatures from oral traditions now lost to time. Their presence across continents suggests a widespread worldview in which humans and animals were cosmically intertwined. The repetition of certain symbols, dots, spirals, zigzags, adds further mystery. Some researchers believe these may be early forms of writing or counting, possibly linked to lunar cycles, seasons, or ritual calendars. Whether practical, spiritual, or both, these symbols represent the dawn of abstract thought and human imagination preserved for us in the oldest gallery of all, the ancient stone walls of our ancestors. These mysterious symbols, dots, spirals, zigzags, and other abstract shapes, suggest that prehistoric artists were not simply decorating cave walls but encoding information. Some researchers propose that these recurring motifs may represent the earliest form of proto-writing or symbolic language tied to natural cycles such as lunar phases, migrations, or seasons. These marks may have helped early humans keep track of time, mark important spiritual events, or pass knowledge down through generations. The presence of similar geometric patterns in caves spread across continents hints at a shared mental template, or universal symbolic grammar that transcended regional differences. This commonality may point to a deep-seated human inclination toward abstraction and structured communication, an evolutionary leap from reactive instinct to proactive planning and cultural memory. The universality of these symbols is matched by their durability. Despite tens of thousands of years of erosion, environmental shifts, and human disruption, these artworks have persisted, often in remarkable condition. Their endurance speaks not only to the durability of the materials and methods used, pigments made from charcoal, iron oxide, and ochre, but also to the importance placed on their preservation by the creators themselves. Many were placed in inaccessible locations, deep within cave networks or high on cliff faces, suggesting that their placement was intentional, perhaps even sacred. These locations required deliberate effort to reach, often involving crawling through narrow tunnels or scaling rock walls in complete darkness. Such effort implies that the process,